Hello everyone. Oh, it looks like YouTube chat isn't working. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Of course not. Unfortunate. Well, hello everyone. How are you all doing tonight? Hello Hannah Stein. Welcome, welcome. So, we got more Fate Stay Night coming. Hello, Wind. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Annelise Cardinal. Hello, Wind. Oh, now YouTube chat is working. Why wasn't it working before? Huh. Weird. Anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, as you can see from the title, today we're on day 10, which from looking at the thing seems like it's rather short, but we are going to have an epic rooftop battle with Ryder, so that's cool. We have one opportunity for a potential bad end, and that will be on the very first decision we make. So, if you want to see a bad end, make sure you get those $5 in at some point. YouTube, it would obviously be a super chat. I don't know if Twitch has the ability. I don't know if Twitch chat has the ability to give me money currently. I don't think bits are like available on my channel yet. Cause yeah, cause my channel's like tiny. So we shall see, we shall see. Anyways, I believe it is time to get started. Let's get into day 10. Ready for simping. Alright. I'm having a bad dream. My injured body wants to sleep deeply, but my mind is still buried in that scene, and I can't fall into a deep sleep. My still injured body is burning, and my mind that cannot mourn enough is still burning too. I might be having a nightmare. As I doze, I see a dream in my unclear mind. How many victims were there? Tosuga said nobody died, but that is only from the outside. Having had their life sucked out by force, there will certainly be after effects. Long-term physical disabilities and mental damage from lack of oxygen. There were even students that had their skin melted. That scar is something that will stay with them for the rest of their lives, even if it heals. My body hurts. My almost dead, no, my absolutely dead body convulses. It was unfortunate for everyone involved, but you still did well. You were able to stop the disaster in exchange for a wound you would normally die from. So there's nothing to mourn or to be ashamed of. The pain tells me to quietly fall asleep for now. No. I can't deceive myself with such reasoning. It makes no difference to the fact that the disaster occurred while I was there, but I couldn't do anything. I say I saved lives, but at the same time, I couldn't save anybody. If that was just a mistake, if it had never happened, I bet my mind and my body could go to sleep peacefully. I'm pissed off. It's ridiculous for my mind to grumble about such a thing. Farming for ho-ho, oh good luck! There are no miracles like that. It's a great insult to want to go back and redo things just because I think they're inconvenient and disastrous. It's impossible to take something that has already happened and make it so that it didn't happen. It's impossible, and more importantly, it shouldn't be done. That's why I can't pretend the event didn't happen. There's only one thing I can do. If I hate the scene I still see even now, I should just act to prevent it from ever happening again. Sleep ends here. My body comes later. If my body moves, get up and run. If no one getting hurt is the ideal I aim for, I should do so until the point of my death. Shiro, you've got some problems. I open my eyes. I take a deep breath and draw air into my lungs. Oops. The cold winter air takes away my drowsiness and uneasiness. Habit is a great thing. It's only a bit past 6 o'clock. I got too into the habit of reading and forgot for a second that he has a voice. Maybe my body has healed quite well already, as I'm awake at my usual time.
Yes.
I get up and fold up the futon. During that normal action, a sharp pain runs through my left arm as if there's a crack in my bone.
そりゃそうだよな。さすがにまだ治りきってないから。
But all that's left is this pain. It's much better than when I got my stomach slashed by Berserker a few days ago. At that time, my body was so weak that the nausea was worse than the pain. I go out into the hallway. The sunlight is gloomy and offers no energy. The weather is very cloudy, like it's going to rain.
シロ、目が覚めたのですか？
ああ、今目が覚めた。そういうセイバーこそ今朝は早いんだな。いつも。
Yeah, it's unusual for Saber to be awake before breakfast is ready.
シロ、私とて好きで眠っているわけではありません。私が朝食まで眠っているのは単に魔力を温存するためだと言ったはずです。いかにも普段から寝過ごしているという物言いはやめてほしい。
なんでさ、別にそんなつもりで言ってないぞ、俺。単にこんな早起きしていいのかって思っただけだ。
ほう、そうですか。私が早起きするのはおかしいと。
Saber sounds cranky. Is it just me? It seems Saber's stricter today, or should I say she's unreserved?
いや、おかしいとかじゃなくていいのかなって。セイバーが頻繁に眠らなくちゃいけないのは俺のせいだ。だから今朝もできる限り眠っていないといけないんじゃないのか。
当然です。ですが、それはあくまで待機状態に過ぎません。私が眠っていたのは緊急時に備えてのもの。今の状態で眠るのは道理にかなわないではないですか。
The angry mom pose.
道理にかなわないってなんで？別に今は誰とも戦ってないし、襲われてもいないぞ。
I mean, she's got experience in being an angry parent.
いえ、ですからそれは。
Saber is unclear as if there's something she doesn't want to say.
いいけど、今は緊急ってわけじゃないんだし、出かけるまで眠っていた方がいい。朝飯ができたら呼びに行くから、それまで力を温存しといてくれ。今日一日、セイバーの力を借りることになるんだから。
I head towards the kitchen.
待ってください、シロ。
なんだよ、セイバー。他に何か。
あなたは今、何をすると言いましたか？
I gasp without realizing. Even though she's asking me a question, Saber glares at me as if not letting me answer.
そもそもあなたは安静にしなければいけない体でしょう。朝食の支度など凛がします。シロが優先すべきことは部屋で休み、体を癒すことです。それが分かっていないとは言わせません。
セイバ
ー。She's got a point. Saber sounds strict because she's concerned about my body.
部屋に戻ってください、シロ。眠りが必要なのは私ではなくあなたの方です。
She might be able to read my mind as she glares at me even harder. But still, I can't let Shinji go.
いや、部屋には戻らない。もう十分休んだし、やらなくちゃいけないことがあるだろう。 準備ができたら街に出よう、セイバー。今日中にシンジを捕まえるんだ。
なぜですか？今日中にライダーのマスターを捕らえる理由などありません。戦うのならシローの傷が癒えてからにするべきです。それからでも遅くはないでしょう。
それは違う、セイバー。順番で言うなら俺の体なんて後回しだ。そんな暇はないんだ。シンジのやつが何をするかはお前だってわかるだろう。またあんな結界を張られる前にあいつからライダーを切り離す。サーバントがいなくなればシンジは何もできないはずだ。
昨日のような犠牲者を出したくないというのですか？ライダーのマスターを倒すのではなく、ただそれだけのために戦うと。
そんなことはない。シンジには責任を取らせる。そのためにはライダーを倒さなくちゃいけないだけだ。それに犠牲者を出さないために行動するなんていうのは当たり前だろ。そんなこと戦う理由以前の問題だ。
そうですか。マスターがそう言うのなら私は従うだけですが。
シンジを探す？別に文句はないけど、ちゃんと勝ち目があって言ってるんでしょうね、シロ。
After breakfast, Tosaka reacts as soon as I declare that I can't let Shinji go.
勝ち目ってシンジに対してか？
そうよ。前もって言っとくけど、賞賛もないくせに他のマスターに手を出す気だったなんて言ったら笑うわよ。
ああ。
Damn it. Now that she says that, I've only thought about stopping Shinji and never about how to do so.
ちょっと、エミヤくん、本気？
Rin, you should know by now that he's kinda stupid.
すまん。笑ってくれ。
He's kinda hot-headed.
うわ、悪いけど笑えないわ、今の冗談。
Ugh, if she reacts like that, she'll make me realize how stupid I am. Good.
セイバー、あんたのマスターはこんなんだけど、あなた自身はどうなの？ライダーと戦うことに異論はないわけ？
ライダーと戦うだけならば問題はありません。彼女の能力は確認済みです。それはシロー本人も分かっていると思います。何しろライダーと直接対峙したのですから。
ああ、そうだっけ。ならシローにもライダーがどの程度かは分かっているんだ。
Tosaka inquires with her eyes. She must be asking about Ryder's strength. Certainly, I have a grasp of it. I don't know if it's because I have a contract with a servant or because of my command spell. But even though she's not my servant, if I see her fight, I can put numbers to her abilities. Ryder herself wasn't a superior servant.
ライダーはセイバーほど強くない。1対1の戦いならまず負けはしないと思う。
そうなんだ。ならちゃんと賞賛はあるんじゃない。シンジは魔術師じゃないから、ライダーはマスターからの支援を受けられない。必然的にセイバーとライダーの一騎打ちになるものね。
Just like Tosaka says, as long as Shinji is her master, Ryder has to fight by herself. There should be no disadvantage for Saber.
何よ、気の乗らない顔して。何か問題でもあるっていうの？
ああ。いいか、トサカ。それだけ戦力的に上回ったセイバーに追い詰められていたのに、ライダーはシンジを連れて逃げ延びたんだ。あれはライダーの宝具だったと思うんだが。
The arrow of light that trampled through the hallway. A wave of destruction that would surely have disintegrated my body without a trace if Saber didn't knock me aside. If that was Ryder's secret move, we can't be optimistic even if Ryder herself is weak. No, more than not being optimistic, I feel like we shouldn't even challenge her.
つまりライダーはライダー本人より所有する宝具の方が優れてるタイプってわけね。で、セイバー、シローはともかく あなたならライダーの宝具が何であるか分かったんじゃない？目の前で使われたんだから見当ぐらいはついてるんでしょ？
面目ありません。白を守ることに精一杯で、私もあれが何であるか確認することはできなかった。そんなことに気を割いていたら、私も白もあの一撃に巻き込まれていたでしょう。
巻き込まれたって、何？ライダーの宝具って飛び道具なの？
Not exactly.
それに近いものでした。分類的にはリンの使う魔術に近い。あれは私の剣やランサーの槍のような対人宝具ではないのでしょう。
私の魔術に近いって、それこそ変よ。セイバーの対魔術は神業じゃない。現代の魔術じゃまずあなたに傷を負わせることはできない。そのあなたがかわさなくちゃいけない魔術なんて、それは。
はい。神秘はより強い神秘の前に無効化される。私の鎧を通ることができる神秘は、あなたたちの言う魔法か神域に住む幻想種だけです。
魔法使い。ライダーは魔術師だっていうの？セイバ
ー。いいえ、それほどの魔力は感じませんでした。彼女はライダーです。魔法使いがいるとすれば、それはキャスターだけでしょう。ライダーの宝具はおそらく別のものだと思います。
Tosaka gives a relieved sigh at Saber's answer. But I don't quite get it.
セイバー、お前の鎧っていうのはそんなに硬いものなのか？魔法でなければ通らないなんて言うけど、それならランサーのゲイボルクは魔法ってことになるが。
ええ、確かにランサーのゲイボルクは魔法に近い呪いですが、リン、シローに説明してあげてくれますか？
私？まあいいけど。要するにシローは、セイバーは魔法じゃないと傷つかないと勘違いしているわけね。
あ、いや、別にそういうわけじゃないけど、ただそんなに頑丈な鎧ならすごいなって思っただけだ。
そりゃすごいわよ。セイバーに限らずサーバントってのはみんな英霊なのよ。霊体ってこともあるけど、まっとうな手段じゃ傷一つつけられない。サーバントはそれ自体が神秘だから。物理的な手段でサーバントを傷つけられるのは同じ英霊であるサーバントだけ。逆に言えばサーバント同士ならただのペーパーナイフでもセイバーを傷つけることはできる。
相手がサーバントならセイバーの鎧もそう鉄壁ってわけじゃないってことか。
そうね。けどセイバー自身接近戦の技量が優れているから、白兵戦ではまずセイバーに傷は負わせられない。残った手段は遠距離からの攻撃、魔術っていう飛び道具になるわけだけど、セイバーは騎士のくせにとんでもない対魔力を持ってるから、大抵バッドラックに代表される呪いなんてまず届かないし、魔力を矢として放つ直接干渉も効かない。セイバーを倒したかったら真正面からの切り合いで彼女を任さなくちゃダメってわけ。
Saber's listening quietly to Tosaka's explanation. She probably is not interrupting because it's all true.
なんだよ、そんなのインチキだ。剣技で叶わないから魔術で勝負するっていうのに、魔術そのものがセイバーに効かないならどうしろって言うんだ。なんか不公平だぞ、その話。
Why are you complaining? She's on your side.
そうね。けどそのセイバーだって白兵戦で絶対に負けないというわけでもないでしょ。バーサーカーは力だけならセイバーを上回ってるし、ランサーだって白兵戦において必殺の槍を持ってる。
Hold up. Look at Saber. Look at her. She's. What are you angry about?
今話してるライダーだってセイバーを出し抜くほどの宝具を持ってたんだから、セイバーも完璧ってわけじゃないわ。私たちだってセイバーを倒す方法はあるもの。 単にセイバーの耐魔力を上回る魔術を持ってくるか、サーバントが使っている武器を借りて寝ている間に首を切るとか。サーバントの武器ならサーバント自身と同じ霊格なんだから、傷をつけることは可能なはずよ。
It's a scary example, but I understand. Look at her. Hold on, Tosaka. You can't talk like that in front of Saber herself.
そうなんだ。じゃあライダーのホーグが特別優れてるってわけじゃなくて、サーバントの攻撃だからセイバーも守りに徹したってことなのか。
わけないでしょ。セイバーが守りに徹するのなら、ライダー自身じゃ何をしたって追い詰めることなんて不可能よ。ライダー本人がそう優れた英霊じゃないのなら、彼女がホーグを使ったところでたかが知れているし。
Saber be like, I'm strong, Master, stop complaining.
そうでしょ、セイバー。ライダーのホーグはライダー自身の能力とは関係のない武器なのよね。
おそらくライダーの技や魔力に頼らない自動的な武装、ホーグそのものに効果があるものだと思います。魔術か幻想種か、どちらにせよあの魔法陣から放たれたものは圧倒的でした。直撃を受けた場合、生き延びられるサーバントなどいないでしょう。
そうなの？数値的にどれくらい？
あなたたち風に言うのなら A プラスといったところでしょうか。私個人の推測に過ぎないので断定はできませんが。
A プラス？何それ、魔法一歩手前じゃない。そんなの使われてよく学校が吹っ飛ばなかったってもんだわ。
単純に破壊するだけのホーグというわけではないのでしょう。もともとは他の用途があるホーグなのではないでしょうか。
そうだとしても厄介ね。セイバーの話じゃ A 判定どころじゃないし、瞬間的な攻撃力ならサーバント中最高ってことになるのかしら。
まあ確かに攻守ともに優れたホーグのようでしたが、それより私のホーグの方が。
Saber comments to Tosaka, who goes into pondering. What is it? Saber doesn't seem to be enjoying this conversation.
セイバー、遠坂の意見なんか引っかかるところでもあるのか。
いえ、別にそういうわけではないというか、本当はどちらが強いかなど追求するのは騎士にあるまじき行いというか。
Huh? She's acting suspiciously. Saber mumbles on as if ashamed of what she's saying.
まあいいけど、それよりさ、さっき妙なことを言ってなかったか。セイバーとランサーのは対人ホーグとかなんとか。
対人ホーグですか。いえ、言葉通りの意味ですが、私の風王結界やランサーのゲイボルクはあくまで人を倒すための武装です。いかに強力な魔力、呪いを帯びていたところで、その用途は対人の域を出るものではありません。
Well, that is true. Saber's invisible sword is certainly an advantage in battle. But that is only in the case of man versus man. There would be no difference in speed, even if you used an invisible sword to chop wood. Lancer's Gabolg is the same. Even with the cursed lance that will strike the heart, if the opponent is a rock or a house, it is no more than a strong lance.
なるほど。だから対人のホーグってことなのか。ならライダーのホーグは
大軍ホーグってことになるわね。そういえば父さんに聞いたことがあったわ。ホーグには対人に優れたもの、大軍に優れたものがあるって。
There are even noble phantasms specialized against castles and stuff, strongholds, and one specialized against even larger things.
簡単に言って、 対人砲具は弾数制限のない拳銃で、対軍砲具ってのは一発限りのミサイルってことね。ライダーの砲具は強力だけど、その分使用にかなりの制限があるんじゃないかしら。少なくともセイバーの剣みたいにいつも見えないなんて永続的な砲具じゃない。
Hold on. A gun would be no match for a missile. It's true that Saber's invisible sword is an awesome sword, but it'll be blown away before she could swing it against such a ridiculous noble phantasm.
つまりライダーと戦うのなら宝具を使われる前に倒せってことか。
でしょうね。宝具の打ち合いになったら勝ち目はない。ライダーとシンジを探すって言うなら、それだけは頭に入れておきなさい。大前提としてライダーが宝具を使う前に倒すこと。戦いを長引かせれば長引かせるだけこっちが不利になるから。
もしくは私が戦っている間にライダーのマスターを倒せばいい。あのマスターに戦闘手段はないのだから、そちらの方が確実かもしれません。
That's the conclusion. We don't know what Ryder's noble phantasm is, and additionally, it is too powerful. As we have no countermeasure, we can only beat her before she has a chance to use it. So whatever the noble phantasms of the other servants are, we cannot compete in noble phantasms against Ryder. Whoops.
忠告助かったよ、遠坂。俺たちは真珠を探しに行くけど、遠坂はどうする？留守番していてくれるか？
そうね。あなたたちがそう言うなら、私たちもシンジを探してもいいんだけど。まあ、やめとくわ。敵はライダーだけじゃないし、私たちはもともとバーサーカーを倒すために手を組んだんだしね。シローがシンジを追っている間、私は私でやることがあるから。
Tosaka stands up with a cold smile on her face.
それじゃあね。いい結果を期待しているわ。
Leaving Tosaka at home, I leave with Saber. It's 7:30 in the morning. The hill is really quiet. Students usually go to school at this time, but not many people are around today.
学校は休校だそうですね。死者が出なかったとはいえ、大半の生徒は未だ立ち上がれる体ではないということですか。
重度の栄養失調みたいなもんだからな。まともに動けるようになるまで何日かはかかるだろう。
But those are the lucky ones. Transformation of the skin, necrosis at the tips of the limbs. I hear there were even students on the verge of blindness.
タイガも病院に運ばれたと聞きます。見舞いに行かずともいいのですか、シロ。
ああ、藤姉のはただの疲労だと。心配しなくてもいいから真面目に家で勉強してろとさ。
I called the Fujimura house and checked on Fujine's state before I left the house. I would like to go visit her, but I should hold off on that for now.
では探索に専念するのですね。それはいいのですが、シロに当てはあるのですか。私はサーバントの気配を読み取れますが、それも近づかなければわかりません。何か手がかりがなければ探し出すのは難しいのではないでしょうか。
ああ、確かにシンジが何もせずに隠れていた場合、探し出すのは難しいだろう。けどあいつの性格から言って昨日の今日でおとなしくしているとは思えない。
Shinji's not the type to stop when he's beaten. He's the kind of guy that'll take revenge.
ではライダーのマスターは再び結界を張ろうとすると。
間違いなくな。俺と同じであいつはサーバントに魔力を提供できない。俺たちに復讐しようとするならまず魔力を貯めないといけないだろう。なら見つけ出すのはそう難しくはないんじゃないか。
ライダーのマスターを探すのではなく結界を探すのですね。
ああ、マスターの感知はできなくてもあれだけの結界なら近づけばわかる。それに場所も特定できるだろう。大きな建物で人がたくさん集まるところを当たっていけばいい。
large buildings where lots of people gather, you say, gee, I wonder where the tallest building in the city is.
驚いた。やりますね、シロ。
俺だって考えなしってわけじゃないぞ。探し出せる自信がなかったらこんなことは言い出さないよ。
Yes, I'm confident. There's the matter of the boundary field, but there's more meaning in us walking around. Just as I can't leave Shinji alone, I bet Shinji doesn't intend to let us go either. Just to be sure, we go to Shinji's house. I have Saber check for the presence of Ryder. The result is negative. Well, he's not the kind of guy that would be resting at home.
行こう。シンジが結界を張るとしたら、こっちの町じゃなくて新都の方だ。オフィス街のビルを総当たりしていこう。
Calling out to Saber, I leave the Mato house.
いいのですか、シロ。ここはさくらの家なのでしょ。立ち寄ったのですから、声をかけては。それぐらいは余裕があると思いますが。
I am certainly worried about Sakura. According to Tosaka, Sakura was just weakened. Fortunately, she didn't have any external wounds. But if I can, I want to see her and take care of her since she has always taken care of me. But...
やめておく。この戦いが終わるまでは、さくらと会って戦いに巻き込むわけにはいかないからな。
And most of all, I can't go and see Sakura if I'm to fight Sakura's brother soon. The worst place in the world, real. If the worst comes to the worst and I have to kill Shinji, I'll never be able to face her. So I shouldn't leave any lingering affections. I think that's the best course I can take, and I also believe it is for Sakura's best as well. We go to every building we spot. We went through all the larger ones first, but there's no findings yet. Wiping the sweat off my brow, I move my heavy limbs. Trying to calm my breathing, I stand still for a while and take a deep breath.
シロ、何か異常でもあり。シロ、こちらへ。
ちょっと待って。そっちは公園だぞ。こっちにはまだ見てない建物が残って。
それは後にしてください。今はこちらが最優先です。
Something must have caught her attention. She speaks strictly and pulls me towards the park.
セイバー、どうしたんだよ。こんなところまでやってきて。ここには何もない。そんなのセイバーにだってわかるだろう。
いいですから、そこのベンチに座ってください。話はその後で聞きます。
Stared down by Saber, I reluctantly sit down on the bench. And then... I almost faint. I hold my face with one hand. My forehead is sweaty, and my breath is out of control even though I'm sitting down. Hold on. Why am I sweating in the middle of winter?
おかしいな。こんなに疲れてたのか、俺。
As soon as I ask myself that, I finally realize the state of my body. I'm not tired. This is just my unhealed wound aching. Shiro. Shiro, please. Ridiculous. No matter how deep the breaths I take are, I can't catch my breath. My body is heavy and my legs refuse to stand up.
ようやく自分の体に気がついたようですね、シロ。
Saber is angry. It's only natural. It does no good when the one who suggested the idea of searching for Shinji is just resting on a bench. That is not what she's angry about, you idiot.
すまん。すぐ動けるようにするから、しばらく待ってくれ。
私が注意しているのはそんなことではありません。どうやら、あなたには何を言っても無駄のようですね。
I understand that Saber is angry. I understand, but I don't quite get what she's so angry about.
ちょっとセイバー、きちんと言ってくれないと何が言いたいのかわからないんだが。
わからないのなら語る必要はないでしょう。 いいですから、シロはそこで休んでいてください。一人で休むのが嫌なら、私もお付き合いしますから。
Saying that, Saber sits next to me. The bench isn't that large. I am sorry for my chair creaking. Saber is sitting so close to me that I could touch her shoulder if I leaned over a bit.
いや、待てってセイバー。休んでる暇なんてないだろう。俺たちは遊びに来たんじゃなくて。
遊びになど来ていません。休憩も戦いのうちです。文句を言うのでしたら、まずその呼吸を整えてからにしてください。
いや、呼吸を整えろって。
It's true that my body is tired and I can't breathe properly, but if you're this close, my heart starts jumping and... Oh, you are so pathetic.
シロ、人の話を聞いていますか？今まで体に無理をさせてきたのですから、まずは肩の力を抜いて落ち着いてください。気が散っていては体が休まらないのですから。
いや、だから。
If she wants me calm, why won't she get away, or why doesn't she get away from me? I don't know what Saber thinks, but for me, she's a girl of around my age. Well, she's actually younger. No, she's actually older. But she's a girl nonetheless. And on top of that, she's unrealistically beautiful. I don't know what kind of a guy would be able to calm down with her next to him.
シロ、気のせいでしょうか。先ほどより顔色が悪くなってきた気がするのですが。
そんなことない。動揺なんてしてないぞ、こっちは。
それならいいのですが、やはり横になった方がいいのでしょうか。この辺りで休めるところといったら。
Saber looks around. Hey, why is there a guy using his lover's thighs as a pillow in this desolate park? And it seems Saber is looking at the couple and thinking.
シロ、気分が悪いのでしたら横に。
大丈夫、おとなしくしてればすぐ落ち着くから。余計な心配はしなくていい。しなくていいから当分ほっといてくれ。
Looking away from Saber, I close my eyes so I won't see her. Calm down. Try to ignore Saber, who is sitting next to me. All I have to do now is keep on breathing deeply and... The fire died down after one night. The red fiery walls were gone. There was a burnt field all around me, and the blackened woods were smoldering with the sounds of sparking. As I lay there, I think that it sounds like a small firework. The sky starts to cloud up. It would rain soon, and the fire should soon stop. I was looking up blankly at the sky with a body that was even having difficulty breathing. There are only burned corpses around me. I have burns all over my body, and there's a bad burn across my chest. My open chest. I feel like I could grab my heart if I put my fingers into the inflamed chest. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, I didn't fall because I was tired. My numb body wasn't kind enough to be able to rest just because I was tired. Or just because it was tired. I fell because I think my wounds made me unable to move my arms or legs. So I was manly and did not panic. Bear in mind, Shiro was like 7 when this happened. I knew I would not be saved, and I wasn't scared because everyone around me had died the same way. I just looked up at the clouding sky and watched myself as I grew thinner. But still, with my dazed consciousness, I thought to seek help as long as I was alive and reached out my hands. Wait, something's weird. I shouldn't remember a burning feeling in my chest. I wake up suddenly. I open my shirt and check my body.
だよな。傷なんてないし。
There's no scar on my chest. I almost died because of lack of oxygen from the burn, after all, and I didn't have any fatal wounds. If I had taken something like that, I bet even Kiritsugu wouldn't have been able to save me. No, more importantly.
あ、夜になってる。俺寝ちまってたのか、セイバー。
はい。よく眠っているようでしたので起こしませんでしたが、その会話あったようですね。先ほどに比べて、シローの顔色は良くなっていますから。
Yeah, always worth remembering that that Shiro was 7 years old when the fire happened.
人が悪いな。居眠りした俺が悪いにしても、起こしてくれてもよかったじゃないか。休んでいる暇はないって言っただろ。
休息は必要な行為です。それにシローが眠っていたのは1時間程度ですから、そう問題はないでしょう。
そりゃ結果論だ。俺が起きなかったらどうするつもりだったんだよ、一体。
そうですね。あまり変わりはないでしょう。日が落ちて寒くなってきましたから、そろそろ声をかけようと思っていたところです。
This is no good. No matter how I think about it, she's right in this case.
まあ確かに体の調子はすごくいいけど。
I get up from the bench and start to walk through the field. There's no trace in the field of what came before. No trace of when it used to be a residential district, nor any trace of when it was that red burning world. It kind of irritates me that in spite of that, I saw that after image just by sleeping here.
シロー、何か問題でもあるのですか？
ああ、いや、どうせ休むなら別の場所にするべきだったなって。ここはどうも嫌な思い出がありすぎる。
嫌な思い出？シローはこの場所に縁があったのですか？
そっか。話してなかったっけ？俺、昔はこの辺りに住んでたんだ。10年前の話だけどな。大きな火事が起きて、両親も家も焼け落ちた。その時に、親父に助けられて、そのまま養子になったんだよ。
では、あなたは？
ああ、キリツグの実の子供ってわけじゃない。それに、聖杯戦争と無関係ってわけでもないのかな。ここが前回の戦いの最後の場所だってのは聞いてるよ。そこで生き残った俺がマスターになるんだから、皮肉というか縁があるっていうか。
I walk through the field. It's been 10 years since that happened, but it seems this ground isn't fertile at all. Maybe the regret of the dying people has seeped into this land.
シロー、あなたが犠牲者を出すまいとするのはそれが理由ですか？あなた自身が聖杯戦争の犠牲者だからこそ自分のような犠牲者は出したくないと。
いや、それは。
Now that she mentions it, maybe that's logical. But strangely, I've never thought about it that way.
どうだろう。セイバーの言うことはもっともだけど、俺はもっと単純だと思うよ。10年前さ、ここでキリツグに助けられた時はただ嬉しかった。それ以外になかったから、自分もそうなれたらいいと憧れたんじゃないかな。
That's right. I was just happy at that time. I can't put into words the emotion I felt when my request for help was granted. But at the same time, the happier I was, the guiltier I felt.
けど、自分だけ願いが叶えられたってのは居心地が悪かった。俺は親父に助けられたけど、他の人たちは助けられずにずっとこのままだ。
Everyone wished for help, and I was the only one who received it. Only I was saved. And I was saved with the sacrifice of everyone else. So, Emiyashiro must take responsibility for it.
けどまあ、起きてしまったことは戻しようがないからな。死んでいった人たちに報いたいなら、 せめてこれからのことを防ぐべきだ。10年前のような惨事は起こさせない。またあんなことになったら、それこそ犠牲になった人たちに合わせる顔がないだろう。まあ俺の理由なんてその程度のものだと思う。
More importantly, we should continue searching for Shinji. I feel better, so we should go to the buildings we haven't searched yet. And there'll be fewer people around at night. If Shinji wants to attack us, now would be a perfect time. If we're going to make ourselves a decoy, the real deal starts now.
行こうか、セイバー。とりあえずオフィス街に戻ろう。セイバー、どうした？忘れ物でもあるのか？
いいえ、ただ今朝のことを思い出していました。体の傷を治してからライダーのマスターを探すべきだと言った私に、シローは順番が違うと言いました。
Maybe I said that, but I don't remember the details.
シローは昨日も同じ言葉を口にした。以前から感じてはいましたが、その時に確信したのです。あなたには自分を助けようとする気がないのだと。
As if even stating that fact is a crime. She stares at me and declares so. Yep, our boy's got issues. Who could have guessed?
あなたは自身より他人を優先している。それは立派ですが、それではあなたはいつかきっと後悔する。シローはもっと自分を大切にするべきだ。
Saber walks past me.
行きましょう。確かにここにいてはあなたに負担をかける。
Saber starts to walk towards the office district. I try to call out to her, but I can't in the end.
何を？
Are you saying? Those words die in my throat. It can't be that I don't intend to save myself. It can't be true, but for some reason, I cannot refute her words. Alright, hang on a second. I got the urge to, look through the thing. The flowchart. Oh, there it is. I was looking for a specific bad end that I really like. It's not coming for, quite a few days, but wow, I didn't think that was that late in it. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let us carry on. We walk through the town. It's past 8 o'clock. At this time, when the station gets the most crowded, Saber and I stare at the map of the city.
主だった建物は回りましたね。他に行くべき場所はありますか？
そうだな。少し離れたところに工場がある。あそこも人が集まる場所だから調べておかないと。まあ、工場っていうのはシンジの趣味じゃないと思うんだが。
Even as I answer, it's hard to look at Saber. It must be because that conversation earlier is still affecting me. Since Saber is acting like she doesn't care, it bothers me even more.
そういうセイバーの方はどうだ？ライダーの気配はつかめるか？
いえ、感じません。彼女とは一度戦っていますから、近くにいれば知覚できるのですが。
A strange feeling pierces my heart. A wave of magical energy that even I can feel. There's no way Saber can't feel that.
シロ、言うまでもないと思うのですが。
わかってる。近くにいるのか、セイバ
ー。いいえ、まだそこまでの距離ではないようです。ですが、確実に見られている。この魔力は私たちに対する挑発でしょう。
They're watching us, so that must mean they finally fell for the decoy. If they're emitting magical energy so obviously, they must be trying to tempt us.
で、この気配、ライダーなのか？
My mind switches. The awkwardness from before disappears.
魔力をたどります。注意してください、マスター。
I nod silently. The murderous intent stinging my skin is coming from the office district, empty of people. Now this bad end should be coming up fairly soon. So if you want to see it, get those $5 in. Maybe no one is working overtime today of all days. Most of the lights in the buildings you could call the symbol of Shinto have already disappeared. Not many people are walking through the roads, and the view isn't that bad. No one looks suspicious, and if Shinji is anywhere, he would be ahead of us. Perhaps the park we were just in. The murderous intent is getting stronger. There's no mistake that an enemy is nearby. No, more like... I feel a chill run down my spine. From the intensity of the murderous intent that even I can feel, perhaps we are already in the range of the enemy.
セイバ、気をつけろ。何か変だ。
ええ、シローの感覚は正しい。このように人目のある場所で仕掛けてくるとは思いませんが、相手が相手です。
Whoops. Nodding silently, we head to the park. I'll ignore the oppressive pressure that feels like having a knife stuck at my neck. Ryder and Shinji are nowhere in the office district. If they're going to attack, it will be in the park where nobody will see.
シロー、
セイバ、
I turn to Saber. She rushes at me like lightning and deflects the attack over my head. I look up. In my sight is a large building, towering overhead as if to reach the heavens. And clinging on its side like a spider is the figure of the enemy. Long hair covering her whole body and flexible white limbs. The figure with the masked face is none other than Servant Ryder. The figure clinging around the 5th floor looks at me and licks her lips. I feel a freezing chill. There's no mistake. She came down from the top of the building to kill me using my overhead blind spot. Saber lands on the ground. Saber, who jumped above me and deflected the attack, has instantly armed herself.
セイバ、あいつは。
追います。シローはここにいてください。
追うって、どうやって？
She kicks the ground. The silver armor disappears from my vision in an instant. If Ryder coming down from the top of the building is ridiculous, so is Saber pursuing her just by jumping. No, perhaps because they're servants, normal logic doesn't apply to them. Like Ryder, Saber kicks the side of the building and charges at Ryder like lightning. The two shadows intersect at great speeds. They clash overhead and separate, and then kick off the building and clash again. It's like watching fighter aircrafts dogfight. I will wait just one moment longer. I will take a drink of water. This is the bad end decision. So if you want to see it, let's get that bad end. Let's get those $5. I'm sorry I'm pushing this so hard. This is like the only way I can make money. So if you want to see it, get those $5 in. is looking like that's gonna be a nope on that. Okay, unfortunate. Sadly, I do not recall what happens in this particular bad end. So I cannot, say what happens in it. I have to follow Saber. I can't just watch. Perhaps because it's a battle with no footholds, Saber is unable to overwhelm Ryder like before. I will say that this bad end is called Nutcracker Doll. So I kind of feel like it might involve Ilya. The two's conflict moves slowly up towards the roof. If Ryder came from the rooftop, chances are Shinji is there. There are two conditions to fighting Ryder. Beating Ryder before she has a chance to use her noble phantasm, or get Shinji before that. Since Saber is fighting Ryder, there's only one thing I can do. Interlude. Haha! The two shadows running up. The ground is already far away, and the clashes occur at higher and higher altitudes. The two need no footholds as they fly higher by kicking off the walls of the building. In the process, in the instant it takes them to move to the rooftop, they clash numerous times. If there were anyone watching them from the ground, they would think it looks like pinball. But then again, they cannot be perceived with the naked eye. Only their tracks are barely visible, and they are a circus of death invisible to any normal beings. But this circus is not what Saber wanted. Even if she is a servant, she cannot fly through the sky. She can run up a wall, but that's it. This is no different from free fall. It is just the difference between rising until she loses her speed rather than falling. So the expression falling into the sky isn't that far off. Since she has started, she has to continue to the final destination of the rooftop. If she takes any blows from her opponent in the process, she will just fall miserably to the ground. But those rules do not apply to the opponent Saber has to defeat. A trace of purple attacks Saber, who is just heading for the rooftop. Attacking from both sides and from above, arcing from every direction, Ryder is not bound by gravity. Her long hair sways like a comet's tail, and her figure is like a snake encircling a tree. Saber's feet touch the building. Tilting her body to the side, she kicks off the building to head around to its side. Saber's path that had headed directly towards the rooftop changes direction perpendicularly. The flowing attacks go away. Ryder cannot match Saber in instantaneous bursts. Saber shakes Ryder off with one kick and, reaching the side of the building, kicks upwards again. Up to the rooftop this time. If Ryder is a snake wrapped around the building, Saber is almost an exploding firework. But maybe Ryder expected even that. The distance between the two does not change. Ryder doesn't let Saber get away as she runs to the side and attacks in the opening as Saber kicks off the building. She flicks Ryder away with her sword and jumps into the open area. There is a limit to how much she can block Ryder's attacks in the air. The skills that were not even a match before are finally matched on this battlefield. There are no decisive blows in this battle. No, Ryder herself is avoiding most of them. Is avoiding them most of all. When Saber jumps at Ryder with determination, Ryder only defends and shows no intention of countering. Ryder is just keeping Saber in check as she runs to the rooftop.
戦う気がないのですか、ライダー。
Saber yells at her cowardly opponent. As a knight, this kind of a fight is an insult. A battle determines the victor by exchanging blows with full force. According to that belief, Ryder's behavior is only an insult.
高いところは苦手のようですね、セイバー。
Ryder's voice. Ryder only replies in a cool voice. As she says, Saber is inexperienced in air battles. One could say tonight is the first time she has engaged in such a battle. Hang on, I'm thinking back to Fate Zero. Yeah, I think that's right. After all, a knight runs on the ground. They are not the type to stick to walls like the woman in front of Saber.
自慢の剣もここでは型なしでしょ。けど安心なさい。もうじき楽にしてあげるから。
Ryder moves higher as if to tempt Saber. She's deliberately constructing this situation. Saber acknowledges that as well. The final stop of this circus, Ryder's ideal position, must await at that point. Ryder's trump cannot be used readily. That is why she is luring her enemy somewhere where nothing will interrupt them, as she is determined to settle this match with her strongest blow. If Saber continues onto the rooftop, she'll be in trouble. If Ryder's noble phantasm is as Saber believes, there is no way to defend against it. But there is no turning back now. She cannot let Ryder or Ryder's master be. Not because it is the principle of the Holy Grail War to defeat one's enemies. Saber must defeat Ryder right here to protect her master. Because it cannot be helped. Saber herself is amazed, but she has thought, at least once, that she does not want to push her honest master. The two gain altitude. Continuing their momentous clashes, the battle is about to reach its final destination. And back over to Shiro.
くそ、なんだって40階までしか動いてないんだ。
I run up the stairs while cursing. Even though I was able to enter the building through the back door, the elevator didn't go to the rooftop. I have to run up the remaining 10 floors on my own feet. Oh boy. I run up the stairs full speed. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left me. I don't think it's been 10 minutes yet, but that's still too long. Nobody knows what can end a battle. Saber isn't perfect. It's possible that she could make a big mistake and be cornered, in big trouble. So before that happens, if I can find Shinji and make him use up his command spell, there should be no need for us to fight against Ryder. My convalescent body aches the more I run up the stairs. Running around the building and up the stairs has run me out of breath. I don't slow down, but rather speed up. I have a bad feeling. I don't know why I feel it, but my heart is in pain. It's not a pain in my body, just something that tells me of danger. Saber cannot win. On the rooftop is something that must not be confronted. Trying to shake off the bad feeling, I continue up the stairs full speed. The wind is strong. As soon as I open the door, the scenery of the night town surrounds me. The concrete ground is burned up here and there. It's like an iron plate from a barbecue, making sizzling sounds. In the center, in the middle of the burned up rooftop, is her figure, down on her knees.
Saber!
シロ、どうしてここに?
Saber has nothing to spare, breathing with her shoulders. The instant I try to run to her, I notice something strange floating up in the sky. No. The overwhelming amount of magical energy forced me to recognize it. I stare up at the sky. The sound of wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon. And that is her noble phantasm. It is a legendary divine mystery spoken of only in myths. Status screen updated. Hey yo, let's check it out. What? No. Hang on, why is it still the blood fort? Is the skill new? Skill Divinity E-. She has some divinity, but it is mostly degenerated. Divinity decreases as the hero's rank as a devil or demonic beast increases. Why is it still just the blood fort? We already had this one. Huh. Still absolutely zero info on Caster also. Anyways. And the instant Saber reaches the rooftop, she confronts the true form of her opponent. Supporting her falling body with her sword, Saber looks up. A white light approaches instantly. Deploying the wind wrapped around her sword, she creates an invisible wall. Her body is blown away. That which should have nullified any possible impact could not even slow the charge of the Pegasus. Blown away, she rolls on the ground. There's no time to lie down. The Pegasus turns in the air and continues its glide without a pause. She cannot block that blow. The only possible measure is to jump and evade it. But even if she does avoid the attack, the trail is enough to chip at her protection. She will eventually take a direct blow if she continues like this. The white light comes swooping down. The Pegasus glides down from above, mows Saber down without touching the rooftop, and returns to the sky. Pursuit is impossible. There's no wall to run up, and even if there were one, no one would be able to catch that Pegasus. In that inferior position, Saber awaits a chance to counter. Even if it is a Pegasus, if it's alive, it can be killed. The only chance of victory Saber has left is for Ryder to make a mistake with the Pegasus's reins.
驚きました。見かけによらず頑丈ですね、あなた。
A voice from above. Saber looks up, holding her sword ready.
ですが、それに意味はありますか？あなたには勝ち目などない。散るしかないのなら、潔く消えなさい。
Ryder sounds calm. A little joy can be heard in that voice.
幻想種だとは睨んでいましたが、まさかそんなものを持ち出してくるとは思いませんでした、ライダー。
A fantastic race. As it sounds, they are beings that only exist in fantasy. Demi-humans like sprites and giants. Demonic beasts like demons and dragons. As their very existence is a divine mystery, it is said that they themselves surpass magic. It is the law that a divine mystery will be eliminated by a greater divine mystery. As magic stored its power in knowledge, the fantastic races stored their power in their long lifespan. Even if one masters magic as a human, that is only about the last 500 years. For those who have lived since ancient times, a 500-year-old divine mystery is not even worthy competition. But it was long ago when both humans and the fantastic races lived in the same world. The longer lived the fantastic race is, the farther it strays from this world. In the present day, the only fantastic race in this world are a mere few hundred years old. That is why she thought the fantastic race that Ryder rode would be only about several hundred years old. I just want to say real quick that these days, whatever term they use that is being translated as fantastic race here is called phantasmal, I believe, in, like, current translations.
寝台のものを持ち出すとは随分と業が深いようですね、ライダー。
ええ、私はあなたたちとは違う。むしろあなたたちの敵だったものに過ぎない。故に私が操るのはあなたたちが駆逐してきたかわいそうな子たちだけよ。
なるほど。歪んでいるとは思いましたが、英霊ではなく悪鬼の類でしたか、あなたは。
せいぜい呪いなさい。あなたでは私の子に触れることさえできないのだから。
The Pegasus rests its wings in the air. A giant arrow that will strike if it sees an opening. Saber ponders, glaring at it. Pegasus itself is not a strong, fantastic race. A normal Pegasus will only grow to the class of a demonic beast of the fantastic race. If that is the case, it is an opponent defeatable just with her invisible air. But that thing is different. As that Pegasus has existed from the time of the gods, it has grown to the level of the fantastic beasts. That Pegasus is nearing the level of the dragon race, considered to be the strongest of the fantastic races. No, its defense is already at the level of the dragon race. Because that Pegasus has divine protection exceeding even Saber, who has the strongest magic resistance. Its charge, emitting vast amounts of magical energy, is like a giant castle wall approaching. There is no possible way to dodge or defend against such a thing. But that is not the surprising fact. That Pegasus is just something that Ryder has summoned, and it does not have a true name. For Ryder, that Pegasus is just like the dagger she uses. In other words, that Black Cavalry has yet to use her noble phantasm. Saber does not think of defeat, even in this situation. Rather, she thinks that her chance will come when Ryder decides to use her noble phantasm. No matter what Ryder's noble phantasm may be, there is no problem if it is only strong enough to destroy the building. Saber only needs to go into defense, endure the attack, then slash away at the defenseless Ryder. That's right. As long as her master does not appear here. I look up at the sky. The sound of wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon. Yep, we saw this already. It is a legendary divine mystery spoken of only in myths. The identity of Ryder's noble phantasm. Is that what caused the scorching of the rooftop and drove Saber to her knees? Ryder is riding on a flying horse as befits her class name. I take my mind off Ryder. I heard a sound. I cannot tell how strong Ryder is on that Pegasus. I can only tell that the white beast is constructed from enough magical energy to have come from a few hundred magi. It is only natural for the rooftop to be scorched. That thing destroys its surroundings just by running. If that thing charges from the sky, there is no way even Saber could block it. I'm racing against time here. Ryder's noble phantasm has already been used. So, I have to take the last resort of defeating Shinji and eliminating Ryder. I hear laughter. Shinji, Must be hiding somewhere. Can you believe this guy has the same Japanese voice actor as Neuvillette?
シンジ。
見たかエミヤ、これが僕とお前の力の差だ。
I'm pretty sure at least. Only his voice echoes. Calming my impatient mind, I listen to his laughter. Damn, the wind's strong. I can't tell where the laughter's coming from.
残念だったな。格好をつけて余裕ぶってるからこういう目に遭うんだ、間抜け。殺す時はさ、さっさと殺さなきゃダメだって理解できたかい？
Yeah, I'm pretty sure... I'm talking about Shinji. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shinji and Neuvillette had the same voice actor. Let me check, actually, really quickly. Let me check. Yep, same voice actor. Shinji and Neuvillette have the same voice actor. It's wild.
シンジ。
Don't rush. Let him talk. I should be able to determine his location if he keeps talking.
けど僕は違うよ。お前もあのサーバントもここで終わりだ。何？これでも知らない仲じゃない。昨日の借りもあるしさ。せめて苦しまないように一瞬で死んじゃえよ。
This is bad. The head of the Pegasus standing by in the sky lowers towards Saber. Your Neuvillette and your neurons activate. Understandable. The swirl of magical energy rotates as if without limit. If that thing is going to be coming at high speed, this rooftop will be blown away, leaving no remains.
なーに安心しろエミヤ。お前に邪魔されたけどさ、学校のバカどももすぐに後を追わせてやるよ。お前が寂しいってんなら、くそ鬱陶しいさくらも付き合わせてやろうじゃないか。
シンジ、お前。
やれないだ。まずはその女だ。跡形も残すなよ。
セイバー。
A white shooting star falls from above. I ignore it, but the instant I run to Saber, in that instant, a storm appears before me.
セイバー。
For the first time, she forgot about her enemy during a battle. Angry at her master for coming to such a dangerous place. Angry at herself for not realizing that this was likely. But all those ideas are driven to the back of her mind. What else could there be? In this dangerous situation, his expression is only worried about Saber.
シロ。
Come to think of it, he's always been like that. Even though he knew she was an excellent knight, he did not treat her as a knight even once.
どうやら余興はここまでのようね、セイバー。
Soft laughter. Ryder places her hands on the Pegasus's neck and makes it beat its wings even faster.
私の宝具は強力ゆえ、地上で使うには適していない。使えばどうしても人目につく。まだ他にマスターがいる以上、おいそれと使うわけにはいかなかった。けれど、ここなら覗き見される恐れはない。あなたを誘い出したのは、ここでなら都合がいいからと分かりましたか。
Something missing until now forms in Ryder's hands. It is a mere small rain of shining gold.
それが貴様の宝具か、ライダー。
ええ。私の趣味ではありませんが、この子は優しすぎて、戦いには向いていない。だからこんなものでも使わないと、その気になってくれないの。
I could listen to Ryder talk all day. The Pegasus lowers its neck. The Pegasus rages, not from its own intentions, but from Riders.
消えなさいセイバー。たとえあなたが生き延びようと、あなたのマスターは私からは逃げられない。マスターさえ死ねば頑丈なあなたもそれまででしょう。
That is absolutely true. Ryder's noble phantasm will completely blow away this rooftop. If she hurries, she will be able to get Shiro and get away from the rooftop, but Ryder's attack won't destroy just the rooftop. Her master is not strong enough to survive a collapsing building. So, for Saber to protect her master, she has to slay that enemy along with the Pegasus. She has no time to decide if her choice is the correct one. She looks at her distant master one more time. He is gritting his teeth, trying to fulfill his role.
Kazuyo.
Oh wait, I just thought of something. Okay, no. I was wondering if the thing that updated on the status screen was, her true name, but nope. Alright. That makes her hesitations go away. She forgets about everything that must happen in the future. She is only her master's sword now, and exists only to defeat the enemy.
やれライダー、まずはその女だ。跡形も残すなよ。
An annoying voice shouts out. As it does, the Pegasus flies up even higher. It disappears from view in an instant. The Pegasus that flew up into the air has already lost its form. After rising as if to strike the moon, it arcs and returns toward the earth. A comet sweeps down. Even after it becomes an arrow of light, Rider still pushes the Pegasus. There is only one target. She will destroy her enemy along with this isolated garden in the sky. The name is cast. A noble phantasm bears a miracle that is released by casting its true name. And if a miracle is a disaster that should not occur in this world, it is truly a divine lightning. A flashing thunderbolt. Watching it, her eyes show no emotion.
この場所ならば人目につかないと言ったな、ライダー。
Here it comes! The wind is unraveled. The wind centered on her turns into a raging tempest.
同感だ。ここならば地上を焼き払う憂いもない。
Here it comes! The seal is broken, releasing many layers of wind. Her sword makes its appearance. A storm is rising before my eyes. A white light comes bearing down. Even though she is its target, Saber does not move.
Saber!
The raging wind is coming from her. No, not from Saber, but from the sword she is holding. I doubt my own eyes. I can see the sword that should be invisible. Slowly, as if taking off bandages, her sword starts to show its form. Raging winds. Many seals develop as if a box is opening. The wind melts into the air. Readying the exposed sword, she faces the descending Pegasus. Rider descends as a surge of light. Bellerophon grows large enough to engulf the whole rooftop and speeds up to destroy not only us, but the building itself. The reins of the heroic cavalry light up the rooftop. Time stops. Facing unavoidable destruction, my mind freezes. But not because of the reins of the heroic cavalry. The converging lights. Its purity is not even comparable to the light of Rider that is merely large. In her hands is an assembly of the planet's light, the strongest holy sword. Let's go! She did the thing. She did the thing. God, hold up. Can we just take a second to appreciate this art? Oh my god, that's gorgeous. I completely forgot about this CG. Oh man, that's beautiful. It is literally a line of light. It is a blade of light that slices everything it touches. It slices Rider with one blow, soars up into the night sky, cuts through the clouds, and disappears. I think if that thing were used on the ground, a great disorder in the land would remain and never disappear. Her sword was not invisible. It merely did not allow others to see it. A golden sword that captivates all who see it, and its all too famous true name. Excalibur. Said to have existed in England, it is the sword of the king known as the symbol of knighthood. The strongest noble phantasm of all servants, sealed in numerous boundary fields. That is Saber's symbol of heroism. The rooftop is silent. The wind is gone and nothing makes a sound. I can't approach Saber and I just stand there. I don't know if I'm still confused or if my heart is still captivated by that sword. My mind is acting strange, and only insignificant things come in my head. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword is the property of the well-known King of Knights. I try to think of how she ended up with the sword, and I notice that I'm trying to avoid the simplest of the answers. There's no need for complicated guesses. That sword has always been hers. That's why her true name is easy to figure out. I don't know what kind of mistake was made, but there's only one person she can be if she has that holy sword. Saber does not move from the stance that completed her blow. I should run up to her, but my body won't move. Up to now, I only understood in words that Saber was a heroic spirit. Perhaps I realized that she was a hero of the past, something different from me, and I hesitated to go near her. I hear a scream. Something is burning in the background. I look in that direction. There, I see a book burning into ashes, and... Shinji is there, watching the burning book.
Shinji!
He must have realized that Rider is defeated and he's at a disadvantage. Shinji turns his back to me as if to flee, and runs towards the exit. Shinji jumps through the door leading to the stairs.
Mate, Shinji!
I can't let him go now. But the instant I start to follow him, out of the corner of my eye, Saber collapses. My mind freezes. Shinji is running away, and Saber is on the ground. Ooh, status screen updated. So, I think I kind of know what chat is probably gonna decide, but I will ask anyways. Do we chase after Shinji or do we go check on Saber? In the meantime, I'm going to check out the status screen. Saber, Noble Phantasm. Oh, here it is. Sword of Promised Victory, Excalibur. Sword of Light. It is not a weapon made by men, but a divine weapon forged by the planet. It is a noble phantasm that is the greatest of holy swords. It transforms the possessor's magical energy into light, increases its kinetic energy by converging and accelerating it, and allows for usage of sorcery on the level of divine spirits. To an observer, it looks like a giant beam of light, but its target point is the tip. It is the ultimate slash that cuts through everything in the area the light goes through. Its enormous power heats space around the tip, and as a result, it is interpreted as a wave of light that mows across the earth. You could also call it a directed energy weapon. To paraphrase Okita Alter, what kind of saber does not have a sword beam? Rank A++, type Anti-Castle Noble Phantasm. Range 1 to 99, maximum target 1,000 people. Also, and does it say... It did not fill in her true name yet. Interesting. Also... Yes, okay. Bellerophon, Reigns of the Heroic Cavalry. All abilities increase by a rank when in use. AC plus 100 will also be in effect. It is a physical attack that destroys the target by controlling a divine beast and using its powerful charge. Supposedly, the maximum speed is 400 or 500 kilometers per hour. It is a noble phantasm of the highest level in both attack and defense, as defense also increases while in use due to Pegasus's divine protection. Bellerophon is the name of the young man in Greek mythology who supposedly managed to ride Pegasus. Rank A+, type Anti-Army Noble Phantasm, range 2 to 50, maximum target 500 people, or 300 people, rather. And it did not fill in her true name. I see. Alright, that's about what I thought. We're gonna run to Saber. If I remember correctly, if we chased after Shinji, we would, kind of witness him getting killed by somebody else, I believe. It happens regardless, but we would, actually see it happen. Anyways, let's run to Saber. I can't leave Saber alone. Ryder is gone, and the book that holds Shinji's command spells has burned. Shinji doesn't have a servant anymore, and he has lost his command spells as well. Sorry, Wind, I already clicked it! I can call the match settled. So the priority right now is Saber.
Saber!
Hey, this gets us +2 affection points for Saber, so... I run to her. The golden sword isn't in her hands anymore. It has disappeared and only Saber herself remains, but... Saber doesn't look well at all. She has sweat on her brow, and her breathing is weak yet irregular, as if she has a fever.
そんな、おい、セイバー、何が、どうしたって言うんだ?
I call out to her timidly, but she doesn't answer. She's unconscious.
セイバー。
I touch her forehead. I automatically pull my hand back. Where's Shinji? Is he in pain? Dead? Hurt? I hope so. It's unusually hot. If this is a fever, she's over 40 degrees.
セイバー、おい、しっかりしろ。
Even when I call out to her, her only reply is heavy breathing. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know, but we can't just stay here like this.
うちに連れて行くからな。 文句があるなら後にしてくれ。
I pick Saber up. She's light. She was light before, but she's lighter now. No, more than that, she is...
熱い。ちゃんと生きてる。
Saber is still Saber. I'm angry at myself for hesitating. Damn it, so what if she's a hero? No matter who Saber is, she's here right now and she's warm. How stupid of me to think there's a wall between us in spite of that.
すぐに帰るからな。それまでおとなしくしてろよ、セイバー。
I run, still holding Saber in my arms. There's no feeling of victory. All I feel is Saber in my arms, breathing painfully.
終わったわよ。和室に寝かせてきたけど、あの分じゃしばらく目を覚まさないでしょうね。
そうか。遠坂がいてくれて助かった。俺じゃセイバーの手当てなんてできないからな。
まあ鎧を脱がせて楽にさせただけだから、お礼を言われるほどじゃないわ。セイバーの体も良くならないし、私は何もしてないもの。
But still, having Tosaka around helped. She was the one that yelled at me when I came home in a panic about what to do. She worked out Saber's situation and advised me to take her armor off and let her sleep. It's been an hour since then. Somehow communicating with the unconscious Saber, Tosaka took her armor off.
それで何があったの？シンジを探しに行って帰ってきたと思ったらセイバーがあれでしょ。一波乱あったのはわかるけど、説明してくれないかしら。
I hesitate. Saber's noble phantasm. I should avoid revealing her true name. It's not something I can reveal by my judgment alone.
ライダーを倒した。シンジはレイジを失ってリタイアしたよ。ただ、その時にセイバーが宝具を使って、その後に倒れたんだ。
セイバーの宝具ね。
Tosaka falls into meaningful silence. She's Tosaka, so she should be able to tell that it was no ordinary matter.
まあ追求するのは勘弁してあげるわ。今のあなたたちはそれどころじゃないものね。
それどころじゃないってどういうことだ？
言葉通りの意味よ。あなただってうすうすは気づいているんでしょ。このままじゃセイバーが消えるってことぐらい。
Calmly, Tosaka mentions the result I have avoided thinking about.
消えるって、セイバーが消えるっていうのか、お前は。
当然でしょ。セイバーの魔力はほとんど空っぽなのよ。セイバーの宝具がどんなものだったかは知らないけど、よっぽど魔力を使うものだったんでしょうね。セイバーは自分の中の魔力をほぼ消費してしまった。今彼女が苦しんでいるのはね、消えようとしている自分を必死に留めているからよ。
魔力がないから消える？セイバーは傷を負ってもいないのに消えるっていうのか？
ええ、サーバントにとっては外的ダメージより魔力切れの方が深刻な問題よ。霊体であるサーバントに肉体を与えているのは魔力だもの。それがなくなれば消えるしかない。もっともそんなことにならないようにマスターはサーバントに魔力を送るんだけど、あなたはそれができないでしょ。だからセイバーは自分の魔力だけで戦うしかない。切れたらそれまでよ。こんなこと一番初めに説明したでしょ。
That's certainly what Saber told me.
けど今までは大丈夫だったじゃないか。セイバーだって眠っていれば持ち直すって。
それはセイバーの魔力量が桁外れだったからよ。そうね、確かにセイバーの魔力はまだ残ってる。彼女ならまだ消えずに肉体を保つぐらいの魔力は回復できるとは思うけど、結局はそこ止まりよ。セイバーはずっと今の状態で戦うことになる。 宝具を使うなんてもってのほか。次に宝具を使えばセイバーは間違いなく消え去るでしょうね。
次に宝具を使えば消える。
No, first of all, I can't let her fight in this state. I don't want to see her slumped over in pain again.
理解できた？結局セイバーを以前の状態に戻す方法は2つだけよ。マスターがサーバントに魔力を提供するか、サーバントが自分で魔力を補充するか。
To have a servant collect magical energy herself. That would mean killing innocent people like Ryder did.
まさかセイバーはそんなことはしない。セイバー自身がそんなことはしないと言ったんだ。
She did the thing, but at what cost?
でしょうね。一般人を犠牲にするぐらいならセイバーは潔く消えるでしょう。なら方法は一つだけよ。セイバーを消したくないのならあなたが魔力を提供するしかないわ。
それはできるならとっくにそうしてるさ。けど俺は魔力を提供する方法なんて知らない。あいにく遠坂みたいに何でもできるってわけじゃないんだ。
まあね、共有の魔術を教えてあげても間に合わない。シロは魔術師に向いてないから覚えるのに1年ぐらいかかるだろうし、覚えたところで使えないわ。まあ召喚時にセイバーとパスは通っているはずだから、まだ他に方法があるかもしれないけど。
Tosaka ponders, but it's only for a moment. Tosaka looks at me with an expression suppressing her emotions.
いい？セイバーを助けたいのなら、彼女自身に人を襲わせて魂を食べさせるしかない。それはあなたにも分かってると思うけど。
That's the most realistic measure, but that means...
もちろんセイバーは嫌がるでしょう。けど放っておけば遅かれ早かれセイバーは消えて、あなたは他のマスターから狙われることになる。
Saber will disappear? I can't even imagine such a thing. I still feel her body heat in my hands which were carrying her.
なら答えは一つよ。霊樹を使いなさい、エミ役。それで最悪の事態は避けられる。
That means ordering Saber to kill innocent people. I can't say anything. I resent what Tosaka is saying, but at the same time, another part of me recognizes that this is the only solution.
決断はあなたに任せるわ。セイバーは眠らせておけば落ち着くだろうけど、それでも限界は近いでしょうね。決断をするなら次に襲われるまでにね。
Tosaka leaves the living room. I can't even look up. I can only listen to Tosaka's departing footsteps. God forbid woman do anything. And that is the end of day 10. So, we are going to, start... Excuse me. I'm pressing the wrong button. We are going to start wrapping up for the night. So, next week we will be starting day 11, but oh my god, day 11 is very, very long, so we might wind up splitting that up into a couple different streams. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, day 11, it's a big day. I will say this right now. We're gonna go up against Berserker in day 11. So, tomorrow we are... What are we doing tomorrow? Simulated Universe, I think? Yeah? Yeah, Simulated Universe tomorrow. Gonna be doing World 8 for the first time, and I also just raised up my Equilibrium level, so I should have unlocked new stuff. Should have unlocked new levels for the previous 7 worlds, or for the previous worlds. So, we're gonna be having fun with that. So, thank you to everybody who stopped by, and I hope to see you all next time.